Here we are ready to start part 4 of our 6th grade PowerPoint presentation using PowerPoint 2013. Part 4 has us add animations, transition, and looping to our entire PowerPoint. Since we want to apply these effects to our entire PowerPoint show, we are again going to go to our Slide Master. Once again, you go to View, Slide Master, and that will allow us to make changes to the template of the Slide Master here at the very top. And again, apply those changes to everything else. Now, over here on the right side, I still have my leftover background slide out. I'm going to click X because I don't need that for this particular set of directions. And the first thing I'm going to do is an animation. And I want to apply an animation only to the bulleted list down here so that the words for my particular slides slide in. I don't want to do it to my title. I don't want to do it to my footers or anything else. So I'm just going to select this area. And you'll see that these animations appear. And I have a couple of different ways I can do this. One way is I can click on this More button and get all sorts of different entrance animations. I'm going to do a fade animation. And I like the way that it looks. And it shows with the number 1 here that it's going to do that first. Now I can also change different settings of this particular animation while I have it selected. The duration is how long it takes for that animation to affect. The delay is how long until it actually starts that animation. And I'm going to actually make it so that it starts automatically. So I'm going to click on After Previous up here under the Start. And that means that whatever is happening, which for this particular case happens to be the slide appears, it will automatically start animating that in. Now, if I want to take a look at my animations for this overall slide, that's where the animation pane comes into play. And it will show me if I have multiple animations accidentally applied. Many times what happens is when you're clicking on these and you're sort of selecting your different animations, sometimes you'll accidentally apply multiple animations. So it will come in and then re-come in a second time. And if that happens, you're going to see a number 2 here on the right side on the animation pane. And if that happens, you can actually click this little arrow and click Remove to remove multiple animations. So that's one of the problem-solving things that I've seen that happens every once in a while. Sometimes what will happen is people will click Add Animation and they'll click a second one here. And what will happen is now when I press play, my first animation happens and then my second animation happens, and it looks crazy here. So I'm going to remove this one. Now that animation is pretty simplistic. I like it. It's the wipe animation I did. Again, it's a pretty decent duration. My second thing I'm going to do is a transition, and this is when I go from slide to slide. And you can kind of preview what those look like here. And for consistency's sake, you want to have the same animation from slide to slide. Now, if you have one like this reveal here, you can see how long that takes. Almost 3.5 seconds for that animation to happen between slides. So if somebody was clicking slide to slide, 3 seconds is a long time to have that happen. So I'm going to click on this, and that is a much faster amount of time. So all I did was, again, change my duration over here for how long it took. Now, I also want to uncheck on mouse click because I don't want people to be able to go from slide to slide by themselves. I want it to happen automatically. So I'm going to check mark after, and I'm going to make this say anywhere from 7 to 10 seconds. I'm going to make it 7 seconds and see if that's long enough for people to read how much text I have. Now, if you have more text on your slides, you're going to want to give that more time between each slide. And I can go ahead and go to my Slide Master, click Close Master View, see what that looks like. Now, if I want to see kind of a preview of it, there's a couple of ways I can do it. I can click down here on this slideshow button. That'll start my slideshow from wherever I am. I can also click on slideshow from beginning here, and now it pops up, and I can see my animations sliding in. And each of those, I might want to adjust that. I feel like that's maybe a little bit slow in between each of those. So if I feel like that needs to be adjusted, I can go back to my Slide Master and make those changes. And then the final thing I want to do is I want to set up my slideshow. And to do that, I want to make it loop here. And to do that, I click on Set Up Slideshow. And I have an option here that says loop continuously until escape. And what that will again do is make it so that when I press play on the slideshow, it just goes by itself. When it gets to the end, it will start itself over, almost like a kiosk or a computer that could just sit there in theory. One of the TVs, for example, out in the hallway would just continuously rotate this slideshow. And how to do that, once again, with slideshow, loop continuously until escape. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and then I'm done with part 4.